A very good morning to everyone and welcome to the Youth Awardee and Recognition Ceremony. Before we start, I would like to introduce myself. I am Shintilang Kharbali, a ranger from Meghalaya State. My grateful thanks to the Indian Scout Guide Fellowship for giving me a chance to host the program. Since also got the Satish Khanna Award on the year 2008, and from there I got a chance to go and represent my country at Taiwan for the youth for the Young Women Ambassador workshop. So thank you so much to everyone who has supported me.
First of all, namaskar सभी ISGF और भारत Scouts and Guides well-wishers and volunteers को and staff members as well, those of you who are there. आज के अवसर पर International Yoga Day and the awardees, I congratulate all of you. First of all, we are honored to have all of you here. A lot of people that I know from my childhood. Some of you have met along the way, and those that I'm meeting today. I'm grateful to allowing me to come here. Thank you. So, as Mr. Maki was saying, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we are in a global village, and today we are here to celebrate the young achievers. It was really nice to see them. I always saw those achievers when I was an ordinary scout, and I still feel I'm an ordinary one. And felt very proud of them because they are so selfless and so sincere in their efforts. The way they were so humble and modest today is exactly how the leaders were and achievers were when I was a normal scout. And I really want to congratulate each one of them, Ajay Kumar Shah, Shivani Gupta, Adnan Hashmi, Ayashmita Panda, Mahalakshmi B, Edison Joel, Markanday Singh, and Arnab Saha. Congratulations to each one of you. But let us go a little bit to understand what scouting is, and I'm really happy to be amongst people who know so well and who articulate so well what is scouting. Sometimes it's very difficult, Sometimes some of the products are so good that nobody is able to articulate them well. It is like the famous story that I keep telling around the world, the 5 blind men and the elephant from India. How they describe how it is difficult to sometimes talk about abstract things like God. Each person describes a blind elephant differently. It is very sharp and it is very cylindrical and it's like a big round based on what perception you have. So sometimes scouting is also like that. So I would like to just take a minute to recollect for us what is really scouting, social development, and lots of good answers coming in. But again, just to go away from the line from one way, what is the complete view of what is scouting? What did Baden Powell offer for people? That is what we are using today around the world. But in simple, it is an educational movement. Okay, so it has a purpose, principles, and method. So there are 3 fundamentals, right? Purpose, principles, and method. What is the purpose of scouting? So it's very close to what is scouting. The purpose of scouting is to educate young people to become active citizens so they can create a better world. So the purpose is to make a better world, actually. So how are we doing it? By educating young people, one young person at a time, and bringing transformation in them. The purpose is educating young people to become active citizens to create a better world. Now, what are the principles? Help other people, serve nation, duty to God and serve nation, duty to ourselves. This is the fundamental aspect of scouting. Why we bring a young person into the movement is so that they lead their own education, learning to transform themselves, and it is supported by everybody else, the games, the activities, the adults, the camp. And there are these elements of the scout method, that is the 3rd fundamental. But the 3 principles are duty to self, duty to others, and duty to God and country. So the duty to self is extremely important. Okay, so these are the 3 principles, and I want to go a little bit ahead into this and to understand what is our purpose. What are we trying to do with young people? In today's world, there are lots of problems, right? We are in India today, and we are facing a lot of challenges like other countries around the world. But the situation of young people, if you want to see how they can fulfill these duties, in what kind of a context, okay? And the scout method, if you want to Google sometime, or if somebody can give the answers there are 8 elements in that. All of these together form the scout method. Together with the purpose, principles, and the method are the fundamentals of scouting. So this is what you need to know if you really want to talk about scouting or help somebody transform themselves. But what is the context I was talking about? There are some real big challenges in the world today, and in India especially. One is education. The other one is the conditions in which we are living in, socio-economical conditions, and apart from that, our own historic background, what problems it brings, and also the employment situation, because young people spend a lot of time in education, but they also, the purpose is to get a job, to get employed meaningfully. And health, we don't speak about it enough, because as young people, we feel we are healthy, we have got good immunity and everything. Hey, COVID has shown us very starkly what is the situation. But general health also, how are we feeling mentally? Are we able to get up with full energy and go and do today's International Yoga Day? How are we feeling, emotionally and everything? So this is something that's really important for young people. And finally, citizenship. This is the most misunderstood part. We already say there is duty to God and country, and people mostly mistake that to follow what the government is putting as an object of patriotic upbringing. Not only in India and all over the world. A true citizenship is we respect the cultural identity of our country, of course. The young people, while respecting that, contribute to the development of a dynamic civil society, very, very moving understanding based on your learning from around the world to influence choices, including that of the government. The government is of the people, right? So everybody, we are influencing as active citizens. That is active citizenship. To grow with a dual purpose, to be empowered and to be happy as autonomous individuals and contribute to the development of active citizens at the local level, national level, and the global level. That is how Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam comes, right? So, brothers and sisters, friends, this time I'd just like to narrow this down to bring us to those awardees and the meaning of recognizing young people. What is the purpose of that and why we are here today? Baden-Powell said something very interesting about recognition in Aids to Scout Mastership. My favorite book of Baden-Powell, by the way. A lot of people keep inclining towards scouting for boys. Yes, it was interesting. The target was different, but if you want to really understand scouting and how to support scouting, read Aids to Scout Mastership. So in that he says, our standard for badge earning, we are very, very famous for badges in India. Our standard for badge earning is not the attainment of a certain level of quality of knowledge or skill. A lot of adults sometimes confuse us thinking it is that. So our standard for badge earning is not the attainment of a certain quality of knowledge or skill, but the amount of effort the boy or girl has put in acquiring such knowledge or skill. This is what Baden-Powell said. Now, this is how you create a family which makes this beautiful world. Letting other people succeed became a style of my leadership. So, what we are doing today is not only recognizing the 8 people that have done this as a special thing, but also their real efforts, the little real effort steps that they have taken, to bring that knowledge and skill they have into action, into service. So we have to remember this, that these recognitions make a huge difference. Sometimes we pick up people that nobody has recognized and put the spotlight on them. That is really a huge difference. That's what Baden-Powell also said, It is a very good carrot that we can hold in front of the young person to go towards. So recognition does matter, and you want to use that to encourage young people. But remember, the meaning of the whole situation is not just to see who's the best. It is to put the best along at the same side as the one who has tried his best. That is why our promise is, I promise to do my best. So, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to conclude by saying that, a lot of times I never understood the difference between somebody who's an achiever and me who's learning. There are some people who have the entire family here, I see. So that is really great that you're sacrificing this. But it is very important to value the attitude of those people who have been recognized and who are also holding others and inspiring people like Srinath to come and join you and to maybe become a late bloomer in their life, but you will set the foundation today. As somebody said earlier, scouting is education for life. So I congratulate all the awardees, current awardees, past awardees, and I thank Scout Guide Fellowship India, as well as Bharat Scouts and Guides who are present in various forms here. on your work, and I heard the 10 million scouts target. It will be very, very big achievement for scouting, and we need it in India that we extend scouting to everybody. On this note, thank you very much.